service. It's nice to have such a great turnout today, and we have a special visitor. Marilyn Gladu, our Member of Parliament, is here to say a few words to us. It's her first time at the synagogue, and our member Yaron Reich had reached out to her because of the turmoil in the world, because of the terrorist attack on Israel and the subsequent war on Hamas. And there's, a lot of turmoil in the world. I'm really pleased that in Sarnia we live in a very, what has always been and still seems to be a very safe and peaceful place. One of the things I love about Sarnia is that we have a synagogue and a mosque a block apart on the same street. We're at the corner of Mackenzie, and on Cobden at the corner of Russell is the original mosque in Sarnia. And although they have a new one on London Line, they're still using that one. And but Yaron reached out to Marilyn and invited her to come to our shul service to speak to us. She has another engagement that she has to leave for, but she's going to speak for a few minutes now. Marilyn.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much to Yaron and everyone here for welcoming me. What I would say to start is that although I've been here since 1984, I actually did not know we had a synagogue in Sarnia. So you have done quite a good job of keeping a low profile. Otherwise, I would have been here sooner. But I wanted to come today because we are seeing significant awful events in the world with the attack on Israel. And I wanted you to know that I stand with Israel. I and my conservative colleagues and my leader stand with Israel. And we understand that they need to eliminate Hamas, and that is all there is to it. Now, I would say that it's not a new position for me. I can remember when I was first elected in 2015, I actually stood in the House of Commons and quoted from Genesis that those that bless Israel are blessed, and those that curse Israel are cursed. And so that is a position that I've always had. But even more importantly now, I'm extremely concerned when I see pro-Hamas demonstrations across Canada. We know that when the Liberals came in, they removed the law that Stephen Harper had put in that it was criminal to glorify terrorists. And so that is one of the reasons the police have not been as active as they ought to have been. But I myself had to close my office yesterday. There was Sergeant at Arms had threatened that multiple MPs across the country would have pro-Palestinian protest from 2 to 4. And so people are afraid. And we can't have that in Canada. Canada is a country where 72% of the people are people of faith. And yet we see, even this last week, the government trying to make sure that chaplains at Remembrance Day services couldn't bring prayers. It is not for the government of the day to say who can pray and who cannot pray. But especially the rise of anti-Semitism in this country is unacceptable, and I will continue to stand against it to try to get back those laws that we need so the police can intervene. But here locally, our chief of police, Derek, is very good. He has been very responsive, and I live 2 doors down from the deputy chief of police. So if there's ever a time, that's my first priority, is that your people would feel safe to worship, safe and protected here in Sarnia-Lambton. And so I'm certainly happy to follow up if necessary. I traveled to Israel as a parliamentarian, and there was a webinar on Thursday this week from Michael Bauer, who was our tour guide. He's a professor, just one of the best guides, had taken us all around. And he provided an update of the situation today in Israel. And he said, do you remember that kibbutz up in the north on the Golan Heights that we stayed at? He says, it's obliterated. The Hezbollah from Lebanon they're bombing about 500 rockets a day. It's almost more than the dome can handle. He let us understand that he used to live in a place closer to the wall down in south of Tel Aviv, because they believed that the wall was their protection and that nobody would come across it. But now that's not the case. And everyone there knows one to two people that are either killed or taken hostage. And so he has asked for people in Canada to stand with them, which I will do and my party will do. Because as Israel tries to get at Hamas, they are centered with hospitals on top of them and schools on top of them and innocent people on top of them. And there's no way to eradicate this threat without innocent lives from the Israeli Defense Force that's on the ground, the innocent civilians that are there, and certainly every life is precious. So we will continue to pray for Israel and stand with them, continue to work in our own country so that we will see truly freedom of religion and safety for all. But I would just invite you, if you have any concerns at all, my office is open. Yara knows how to get a hold of me. I'm on the web. But shalom to you in these difficult times, and just know that I will stand with you.